Hello, everyone. It's Dr. T. I'm a tech trainer and career coach. I'm also a cybersecurity expert. And this video is focused on helping you and your family develop a cybersecurity mindset. In the year 2000, the FBI established the Internet Crime Complaint Center. And this organization was stood up to be a clearinghouse to receive complaints of internet related crimes, to take that data, aggregate it, analyze it, and then eventually use it to solve internet related crimes. So, two categories of internet related crimes that I want to talk to you about is email compromise and desktop support or tech support fraud. Email compromise has stolen $83 million from U.S. consumers and businesses. So it's a big deal where hackers get into your email and find a way to steal money or steal your critical information. So we've got to focus on ways to protect ourselves from email compromise. Tech support fraud is where you have a hacker or a nefarious actor trying to persuade you to install remote desktop software. So they'll send you a link and it'll say your antivirus software is out of date or some other software is out of date. You could either have the software or not. They are trying to use a sense of urgency to get you to click on the link so that they can in turn control your device. So I've come up with 8 questions that you and your family should start talking through and understanding in order to establish your cybersecurity mindset. So the first question to ask is, are you clicking on unfamiliar links from known and unknown sources? What do we mean by that? You get an email from your friend or a loved one and it has a link on it for you to click on and gain access to some additional information. Take a moment, reach out to that loved one or that friend and ask, hey, did you send me an email with a link on it with a subject titled XYZ? And they say, well, yes, I did. That's not good enough. Before you click on that link, stop, take a look at it, see if you can glean a company name or a product name out of the link without clicking on it, and go over to the internet and do a little bit of research. Look it up. Find out if this is something that's being reported on as a crime or if it's actually a real product or company before you click on it. We never click on links from unknown sources. So we get an email from someone and it says the link you've asked for in the subject. Don't click on it. We don't trust it. Another question to start thinking about is, are your devices and important files password protected? Your laptop, your tablet, your cell phone all allow you to password protect it. Do so. I know it's another password or passcode for you to have to remember, but it's important that you do so. That way, if that device ends up in the hands of a bad actor, they've got to take an additional step to try to figure out what your password is before they can get into the device. So password protect your devices and also password protect your files if the software that you're using to create the file allows you to create a password for it. That way, anyone that gains access to that file or even anyone that you send it to has to have the password to be able to open it. The third question you want to focus on with your family is, do you use a VPN when accessing your data online? There are VPN software solutions for your laptop and for your mobile device. And a VPN is a virtual private network that encrypts your data so that only the intended viewer, you, is able to read and understand the data. So let's talk about this with your family members and let's buy those VPN solutions from trusted sources to protect your devices and protect your data. The fourth question you should focus on is how often are you backing up your data and are you using antivirus software? So, backing up your data can be to the cloud, and most of your cell phones and web-enabled devices allows you to back them up to the cloud. Take the time to back your data up regularly. You always want to be operating from the latest version of your data. You can also take a step and back your data up on an external hard drive. You can buy those at Best Buy and other organizations. But you want to have the latest version of your data at all times. If your laptop gets compromised by a virus or lost or stolen, you at least have access to your data because you've backed it up somewhere. As it relates to antivirus software, this is the software that helps protect you in the event that you click on one of those links. It protects you from a virus being successful at compromising your operating system and your other files. The fifth question I recommend that you and your family focus on is, are you sharing too much information online? This is a good one. As we are on Facebook and on TikTok and Instagram and some of the other social media tools, we are sharing important data, photos, and videos that malicious actors can use to create explicit content with. It'll be you in the video, and so in the photo, and so someone will think it's actually you that put it out. And people have been struck by this and extorted for money to actually take the video or the photo down in order to protect your reputation. So you just want to think about, am I sharing too much? And am I giving too much access to my location and what I'm doing? Because that kind of information online could be taken by someone and used in the physical sense, tracking where you are physically. So you just want to make sure that you're sharing enough for your family and your loved ones and friends to see how much you're enjoying life, but not giving too much information out. The sixth question you want to focus on with your family is, are you using strong passwords? This is critical also. In fact, I recommend you move from strong passwords to actual strong phrases, 7 or 8 words versus a 8-character or 12-character password. Create as long as a phrase that tool will allow you to use. So if it allows you 32 characters, then try to get to that where you're combining letters, capital letters, numbers, special characters. You have a phrase that only means something to you that is really hard for a hacker to guess, because you have this variety of letters and digits and characters in it. It's that much harder for a nefarious actor to guess and gain access to your data or your systems. The seventh question you and your family should focus on from a cybersecurity mindset is, are you using multi-factor authentication? So this is where you have a password and maybe a PIN, or a password and biometric data. So your thumbprint plus a password is needed to get into a device. Most tools now, cell phones, laptops, are allowing you to have multi-factor authentication, and even software and apps, online apps. So use multi-factor authentication. This again is giving you those layers of protection where a bad actor has to have 2 pieces of information to be able to access your device or access your data. And then the last question, Are you locking your screen, and are you logging out of your software and computer when you're done? This is critical because a bad actor could have gotten into your session, and if you don't close it out, they're going to continue working as if it was you. So you're on your laptop and you have access to your banking institution, and you've done some banking and you didn't log out. Well, if someone is able to hack into that internet session where you were doing that banking and you don't log out, then they can just continue operating as if it was you. And you're going to be in a position where you need to convince the bank that, well, it wasn't me. I paid 2 checks and then I was done. Well, if that session is still open and it was your password that you used, and even multi-factor authentication, and you didn't log out, well, that's going to put you in a bad position. When you're done with software, close it. When you're done with an app, close it. When you're done with your device, close it. Screen lock all devices when you're done. These are just 8 tips to get you and your family to start thinking about your online security and having that cybersecurity mindset. If there's anything here that I presented that you have a question about, reach out. Otherwise, be safe.